I'll probably have the meeting more like not inside a tent, just open area, just where it's just like tables, center of area. All my guards are just like living about, and I'll have good post. It's kind of like I'd almost want to invite whoever wants to just leave, come join, but it's like that's not going to go over well.
I was going to say.
Yeah, just if you guys aren't with your king, come on out. Join our camps.
Not going to work, but...
So Muhammad says that would work, ends up leaving, there's no issues with his guys.
I'd probably do something almost to lead him more towards thinking we're just going to continue cutting their supplies and just kind of keep him away from not thinking about, but knowing about the oil stuff at all. Yeah. Just keep him on that path. That's what we're going to do.
We're keeping you under siege, and that's our plan.
Or you're like, hey, we're just trying to contain this or whatever, and stopping it from spreading throughout the country and into other kingdoms and stuff like that. So we are going to siege you still and cut off your food supply.
Folds it up, puts it in the envelope, and just hands it to you.
It's like, you're going to want to read this.
So you'll open it up. It's a drawing. See the arrows just goes straight through the guy's hand. He drops his comb, and he turns around, and he just starts screaming. And it starts burning, and you kind of hear some commotion, and then the real black oil kind of comes down, and then there's an explosion. And the oil starts bouncing off and starts going down and leaking into the city. It's catching the vegetation on fire. Brendan. Okay.
Maybe
So I'm Brendan, and the guy goes and he meets you in the morning, and he says, just based on what we talked about, I can point you out to what I kind of discussed. You kind of go with him to just spread out that money personally. He says, I think it was a great idea for you to kind of be there personally, so people know that it's you doing your actions. So you're kind of spearheading all of this.
Good man.
Do you do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Morning, right before you leave your house, you kind of wake up, you lean over to your wife goes, give me that big kiss. And then right as you go in, door bursts open. Ton of your guards start rushing up to your stairs. And they're pulling out their swords. And they go and they arrest you. To Corbin. And then come back to you.
No!
Oh, the cliffhanger! Ooh! Bobby.
Staring at you again.
Back towards you this time. He's back towards you. And he's looking down in the corner of the room. And you kind of see some glow off the walls. And then
I knew it.
As you kind of squint to look closer, he kind of and he looks around.
Why did you report me if you have a message from the rebellion?
Are you gonna do that favor for me?
I take it from his hand and say, no.
He's about to sit down and see all this, so you gotta make a decision. Oh, you grab it?
Get him!
Oh! Tim.
Take it back!
And all your kind of guys string their bows, and it's kind of at a Mexican standoff.
The thing I wanted in the very beginning was to get close to the king so that he could go gone. I wanted to just send an assassin, so he's right there. So I just use my fast skills and boom. And Ward starts out. There's gonna be the battle, but that's what happens.
Just murder.
Okay.
Don't do it now because they haven't had time to set it up.
Yeah, it's like why not? Just go.
And Muhammad kind of mentions it should just be us three. You can have whatever guards outside. Is there anything you want to do before you get to the meeting? Any
check the house.
I know you said you want to tell your lieutenants if I die, make sure everything's good to go. But is there anything else you wanted to check up on or do?
Nah, I think it's good.
Okay. So you go to the meeting.
Sharpen my sword.
And you can bring your sword in, and Muhammad's he's that's not unreasonable for him to say no. And as you go in, you meet with this guy, Lenny. Lenny kind of has a problem with the sword, and then Muhammad kind of talks him down. He's like, it's reasonable enough that he's here without any of his guards.
This is true.
And then Lenny's at kind of like where you're sitting. He's at the end of the table, and you sit down here, and Muhammad sits to your left. So it's kind of like a circle, but the right side's open.
Yeah.
And Brendan.
And the ghost appears.
I was gonna say the right side's open. That's the.
Just the right part of the table has
Yeah.
no one sitting there.
Okay.
For now.
No seat, yeah.
No.
All right, Brendan.
King walks in.
We're in the courthouse, or are we walking still? Too?
So you're arrested in front of everyone, and you're getting brought in your PJs to the city hall.
I like to imagine
To the
you're dressed
court.
in like Scrooge Pete.
I'm gonna ask my guard, be like, hey, since I'm in my PJs, can you go grab my uniform so I can look
Be tried
my guy?
with dignity for a
Exactly.
crime I
Properly.
didn't commit.
Exactly. Show the people that
Make sure to tell him how much you didn't do this, and it's completely wrong.
And he says, for old time's sake, usually wouldn't break protocol, and you know this, sir. He says, for old time's sake, we'll let you change.
All right.
And you change, and you come out, and they arrest you, and your right hand goes, we'll do you one better. Instead of like arresting you behind, we'll have you do it in front, so more dignified. So they arrest you, and you're shackled in front, but two guards, your two lieutenants under you, right and left, have their hand on your shoulder with their sword, kind of.
I'm gonna shrug them off. Be like, I can walk on my own.
And they say,
As a power move.
Be like, I know where it is. Go ahead. I'll follow.
we'll walk you, sir, but we gotta secure you, because if they say, if it's true who they say you are, and you can tell there's
That's
a
when you
ton
say-
of guards, there's a good chunk of guards, like watching people out on the streets, clearing the way,
That's when you say, good thing it's not true.
and you're
Yeah, I'm gonna say,
you're
good thing
framed
it's
for the
not true.
underground kingpin.
It's like, I haven't even stepped on a butterfly in my life. You think I'm an underground
So they
kingpin.
bring-
I'm a guard.
So
Never even stepped on a fly.
they bring you to the court.
All right.
The city council members are there. They're kind of like the people who run the city, and some of them are shocked, and some of them kind of eye you down and shake their head like right under our noses, and some of them are kind of in disbelief. And the main guy who's kind of in charge, there's 9 of them. There's one that usually kind of leads, and he quiets everyone down.
So is this like on a jury, or like is it?
You're on the jury, and the council members are going to decide what's going on. So they're kind of the.
The council is the jury.
But isn't
Yeah.
that biased though?
The council is the judge, jury,
So-
and executioner.
They bring you in, and they sit you down. They kind of
Bias.
they kind of leave you in shackles, but they give you a chain. They shackle your chain so you can kind of walk around and sit down. And then there's guards. A lot of people from the city are kind of crowded outside because you're about to be up for re-election. You've been in the guards for years, and all of a sudden you're claimed to be this kingpin. And that's what the Chief Justice says. He says, "So, stinky boy."
Nice. What's your name, Brendan?
Rowan.
Stinky Rowan says, you've been accused of treason. You've worked against the city and her interests. There's evidence that you're the underground kingpin of all the problems we've been facing, and there's been proof of it. And he says, what do you say? Are you guilty or not guilty?
Hey, not guilty. B, where's this proof?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah. So I say not guilty. Where's this proof?
And he says, perfect, you should ask that. And he says, we have witnesses. And they start bringing in all the men that you realized Pete and all his friends are there.
You guys set up.
And they say, and they come out and they say, we do have proof of it. And I say, I thought I knew this man, but we found this proof and it's undeniable.
What's the proof?
And they start laying out the first account. And they have a picture of you and I'm sorry. Pete's not there, the main guy. Pete's not there. He's just his friend.
Because he's
you
the
were
real
introduced to.
guy.
So Pete's not there. So they laid out all the evidence of you first siding with him, and when you gave him a handshake over his land, they have a picture of that. And then they also have another picture of you giving money to his neighbor at night after the party. They followed you and they got a picture of that. And they said, this man's been paying off farmers to use plots of their land to expand their
Brendan,
drug empire.
defend yourself. Defend yourself.
And that's Exhibit A. Exhibit B, he had a party that he raised funds to illegally invest into the cartel businesses, and they start naming all the businesses that were in the contract. And they pull up the contract too. So they pull up the contract and they start naming all the businesses that you gave money on and you signed off on. And
But on the contracts, shouldn't it say who prepared the contracts?
so
Yeah.
and they have
gonna
and they say the most hold on, let me just word this. And they say the most damning piece of evidence is this, and they pull out a picture, and it's you getting that bag of money from Pete in the party in his office when the doors were open, and he's handing you the money. He said it was in a private estate. He got all the charitable donations. He's been siphoning off this for years. And they say, what say you?
Start with evidence number 1.
Yeah, so one.
Evidence A is you buying off the land and kind of bribing people and
I
pushing
have
what
one
you've had.
One photo of you giving money to a poor single mother who had to give her land.
Yeah, one. I would call to this.
So you
I would call to the stand the single mother and be like, "Did I give you the money
To shut you up.
to shut you up?"
and she goes on the
Or-
stand. So you call her. It takes some time, maybe like 40 minutes, because they go down to her house, they grab her, bring her up, and she testifies, yeah, he bribed me off.
Guy! What a hoe!
They said I thought he was for law and justice, but he threatened me.
Brendan, you're done. Sorry, dude.
And all the
Come
other
join
guys all the other guys, his March friends, you know, all the pictures of them shaking hands. It's like, yeah, he met me, and they all start testifying against you, like, yeah, he convinced me of doing certain things, and I was scared. He threatened my family. You know, he has a lot of influence, and you know, he's been in the guard situation, so that was the perfect disguise to be right under your noses. And a lot of the people in the council are just, you know, they're kind of getting cold.
So
posture.
Pete's not there, right?
Pete's not there.
So I'm gonna be like, okay then, where is Pete, this man? Or
Where's
whatever?
Pete, the one who prepared the contracts and
Exactly.
told me that these were all legitimate businesses?
Shouldn't he be here saying that this is actually a non-legitimate business and saying that it is a cartel or whatever related? Shouldn't he be testifying here today?
And they say, funny you should bring that up, because Pete's estate was burned down late last night, and there was a charred body, and
He burned his own estate down.
and they say there's ties to believe that you tried to silence him right before he came out, and all his friends were like, Pete was about to flip two on you, and then you got to him, and we had to blow the whistle before you could get us too.
It
And some of the guys are crying, and they're like, you should be dead. Hang him.
It sounds like Pete was going to flip on all of his friends, the actual underground, and they killed him for it.
So I'm gonna say,
And the Chief
gonna be
Justice
like,
kind of quiets everyone down, and they say there's a lot of evidence against you, but seeing as you've been captain of the guard and we've seen the good you've done, what can we do to believe you?
What? Say it again.
What can we do to believe you, your statements? How are you not guilty with all this evidence and witnesses? The vibe you're getting is that you got set up to be the kingpin, and everyone's in on it. People were paid off, there's witnesses. You got put in the position to take the fall.
So if I was
You're kind of SOL on this, my guy. I don't know what to
okay, so if I knew this was gonna happen and I killed somebody for it, what makes you think I would stay here in town with my family in my small little thing and not have a nice estate somewhere else and come to this court knowing full well that I would be betrayed?
And they said that's easy because wouldn't an innocent man pretend like nothing's going on anyway?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
if
an
you say
innocent
I'm
man would
innocent-
act like nothing's going on because he's innocent.
So how can we?
Exactly.
So how can we take that into an account? Saying, wouldn't an innocent man do that? Wouldn't a bad guy pretending to be innocent do that as well?
Because the thing is, all the people that are here are biased against me. And so it cannot hold up to the court of law.
I was gonna say, there's literally nothing Brendan can do in this situation. You're just screwed.
Sure, you can.
There's a way
Sure,
out.
you can have pictures of me shaking hands, but that doesn't say it's malice. The only thing that it's saying is that I was able to meet these people, which I was raising the money for the people. And yes, I do have the money. And it is going towards the people. How about this? How about I show you where the money is?
All the money that you donated to the specific stores that the guy pointed out saying, oh, these are my friends, they need help with certain things, those got flipped into being cartel run businesses, like their fronts. So
if that's true, then is the entire guard section a cartel business? Because I
he
did
did
give it
the-
to
yeah.
the guards who serve the people to protect the people.
He gave all the miscellaneous
I
funds.
said there is some merit to that, but there could also be, like you said, or like the accused say, you're hiding right in plain sight. So why wouldn't you donate to your cover? So that's kind of what the Chief Justice says, and some of the other justices say, well, now that's a good point.
You're done. I have no advice here. Tim, you have any?
All right, then I got.
There's a way out of this. Just try to think back on some of the decisions you've made. Same with you two during your stuff. Stuff's gonna happen. Like things that happened in the story. What can get you out?
Well,
it's
we
more
already
of a
thought
one
of the
path for
lady,
you
but
because
she
you did a lot of the stuff where I'm like, you were like, I won't accept the money. I was like, oh okay. I was like, it'll be good. And you're like, oh, I'll accept that money. And then he was like, you want to sign this contract? And it was like. He's like, yeah, I'll do both. I'll take the money and sign the contract. I was like, no.
Well, how about this? I have the contract here in my pocket saying that it is going to the people and not to myself, saying that this
Yeah, but
money
all
is
of the
going to be
money
flowed into
Ends up being
the
coming to
people.
yourself because the businesses are
Well,
basically
yeah.
you.
The problem
what
is
does
all
it
of
say?
the people
You're
that it was
fueling money
donated
you
to.
got from donations into cartel fronts that are eventually going back to you.
Were there
you're
any
taking money
special-
from people and putting it back into your own business? So that's the evidence on, and the contract that you signed was evidence against you, saying you signed this into work.
But
and
who
then
prepared
it was
the
supposed to be
contract?
official and legit businesses, but when everyone flipped, all the businesses that the guy referred you to were really cartels, and now they've. So it's kind of, you got pinned for a lot of this.
Who, because he prepared the contract. So it's like,
Supposedly Pete's dead though. So I'm gonna ask.
yeah.
Okay, so while this is happening, while the court is happening, and I find out that Pete is actually like per se dead or whatever, can I have my guards go search the town to see if they can find this stinky Pete?
Yeah, Stinky Pete. Well, they said, why would we search when we found the charred body in his manor in his room?
Did you match the body with the dental records?
The thing is, this is a fantasy area, though. So it's like, oh, well, there's a body, so it's him, So
In his bed.
yeah. So okay, well, okay.
Say, it'll take some time to get a wizard here, but there's too much evidence against you to let you just sit in prison. If you are the person they say you are, there's no reason. Like, you'll probably escape with the connections you have. They kind of flash back to like the mafia has a lot of power, so if they just keep you in prison for like a week while they get a wizard here to confirm things, it's like you could escape. So they're wanting to get this.
They're just trying to publicly execute him?
So the guards are still loyal to me, right? Like they know that I'm a good guy.
Some of them are, but some of the newer ones are like.
Well, yeah. But the older ones, the veterans, they know that I'm like for the people and like work out and like
So as this is all coming, some of the Chief Justice, some of the justices are like, I don't know if it's all too perfect, you know. And then the Chief Justice says, there's too much evidence. We're going to go to a vote. And the only vote for treasonous pieces of ish is to be hung. And we go, we'll go vote. Nay or yay.
Before the votes are
and then
cast.
before
the votes
hold on,
are
right
cast.
before your lieutenant comes in that's been loyal to you, and your wife comes in and your kid, and he goes, I'd like to testify on your behalf. And the Chief Justice kind of Obi-Wans it again and goes, I'll accept this. So your lieutenant goes on stand and he starts explaining the stuff you were doing right before the party. You went to make your normal rounds, and all this happened within the span of about a week, right before your re-election. And he talks about how if you were going to and planning to get re-elected, why would you risk all this right before?
That's true.
And that kind of flips maybe one or two people. So right now there's 9 people on the High Council, and they get a quick vote, and about 6 of them still want you to be hung. And about 3 of them kind of believe that it's
Where's your opponent in all this? What has he been up to?
So it's all Pete's friends that have accused this.
Well, no,
Pete isn't
the
here.
people that are running, the guy that's running for your position, the guy that would benefit most from you taking the fall and being hung.
Yeah. Where's he at?
Is that what you ask?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, no.
I don't know what to do here. That's just he's the one.
I'm not a lawyer.
I know for a fact he's the one. That's
Well, you can call him up, like say like, if you have thoughts on something, it's like, let's investigate this guy.
What were your whereabouts?
I'm gonna say.
I gave you
Okay.
maybe a hint. I don't want to help you because
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna say.
there's a hint why I brought in the other guard, like your lieutenant, to vouch for you. So try to think what you can do with that. Or like, I brought him in, he kind of testified, so what would be good to help you in the case? It may be easy, but it's like, how do you build a case against someone? You have evidence, so it's like, you may not have documentation evidence, but what's some of the evidence that maybe you have?
I have the document he gave me.
That's incriminating against you. It's like,
Well, I
that's the
mean,
only hint I'll give you. And then
I
you're
do
coming
have
out,
my
you're
wife
gonna
and
get
kid though, saying that like they've known me for how long and that I'm not.
So your wife's
suspicious.
totally on your side and
Yeah.
believes you, and your kid's like, my dad would never do that. But that's your wife and kid. So people would be like, of course, either she's into it or she doesn't know it all. And they say, if you don't bring anything else up,
about your
we're
lieutenant?
going to a vote.
What decisions did he make with his lieutenant?
I'll tell
Well,
him here after.
Wasn't he there while I was like paying the lady or whatever? Like, hey, this is the. What about the land deed though?
What about it? They can bring that into evidence if you want to ask that. They'll bring it into evidence and they're like, I see you side with the law.
Yeah,
But-
explain
Yeah.
the situation. Be like, he said that he had the land.
Okay,
But
so
that was Pete's estate.
so
So of course you would side with Pete. And then
Well,
you,
yeah, but it's like she's saying that I bribed her, but it was his land. I was just upholding the law.
yeah,
Like I didn't bribe her. She's a single mother, and I took away her.
I'm gonna say I'm a man of the law, and I do take the law into consideration. What makes you think that would break the law and have a criminal organization within the city, knowing that it will affect the people?
and the Chief Justice goes, enough. Exactly what we would all do is, you know the law so well, you would know how to get around it. We're going to a vote. Is there anything last evidence you'd like to bring up, Senor Stinky?
I'm just gonna bow my head
Why is the lieutenant
and be like,
Brendan, you're gonna die.
if
We're
you
going
wanna-
to a vote.
No. If you make me the villain, I'll be the villain. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna freaking kill the guard, kill my lieutenant, pull my sword out, and just start
Kill
going
as
at
many
him.
This is what you're doing?
You're
shackled to the
shackled. You're
table.
shackled without your weapon.
Yeah, but the guard has the keys, right? And so I'm gonna kill him.
And he's not
the key.
near
You're
you.
in court, and this is kind of a high
You said the chain is long enough that I can walk around, so I can walk around,
this
take
is-
the guard out, pull his sword, and start killing
So
people.
this is kind of like if you murdered like the Unabomber, like, or not murdered the Unabomber. If you were like the Unabomber and you went to court, like there'd be a lot of police there, like, and they'd make sure you like. There's nothing you can do. There's no weapon. You can try to ask for your lieutenant to come and certain guards, and then try to choke him with a chain.
All right,
but
I'm gonna do that.
You're gonna do that?
And you get
Yeah.
shot.
If I going down, I'm not going down politely. I'm gonna die anyway.
Cojones.
So everything is against me. So I'm like, nope, flip the board.
Just one of the things is you might.
Screw it. Just
Yeah.
lunge for the 9 friends. Just start boom.
Okay,
boom,
so you call your
boom.
lieutenant
Then
over,
they'll wreck your
and you
wife
start
and children.
strangling him, and
say,
then all the guards
your
go,
wife and children.
"He is the kingpin!" And they go, and one of the guard gets a hilt of his sword and bashes you.
No.
And then your daughter and wife get stabbed through the back.
I'm a freaking older gentleman or whatever.
No.
I know how to
You
fight.
fetched this. You guaranteed this. I said, "Are you sure?" And you said, "Yeah." We did the price of right. Your daughter,
You had a chance.
you get bashed in the head.
Your daughter
You black
bashed in the
out.
head. Wife stabbed in the head.
The vote goes on, yay or nay. It was gonna be 5-4. 5-4 to hang you, so it would have gone through, but there was some convincing evidence. So with this new evidence, like with what you did, all of them vote to hang you. And with what you did,
Well, there's no other way out.
with how you did it in court, they're also gonna hang your family and make sure that there's no family
Nice.
ties to it. So you wake up and you're getting tied up, they're tightening your noose, and you look across and they drop your wife and your kid on the noose. And you watch them hang and they pull you up and they pull the cord. And right as they pull the cord, you see Pete out in the crowd.
Told you. Told you.
And
I told you he was alive.
I told
and
you.
he just salutes you.
No.
And then you see the guy you're running against, he gives him a bag of money, big bag of money. Like,
Gay.
Call
and
it
he
out.
swings
Call it out
over
right
his
now.
point. And
You're
they're-
not hanging yet. Call it out right now.
And they're
I'll be like, Pete's alive, and then I die.
but you're still kind of, so you're kind of,
Oh, we get
Siri.
the coin flip.
flip a coin.
Yeah, why didn't you flip a coin for me to kill the guards and get away?
Well, you did retarded stuff like
Yeah, that was.
Let me
that
just
was
start
actual,
killing people.
That was actual big dumb move.
I'm a man of the
I'm
law.
gonna die anyway.
My faithful
Hey
lieutenant.
Siri, flip a coin.
It was 5-4. You had a chance.
Okay, heads or tail, Brendan?
Tail.
It's heads.
Yay.
So, right as you go, they pull the cord and you get hung. And you'll forever go down as the kingpin who hid under their
No,
nose.
because now the criminal activity is just going to keep going, and they're going to be like, "But we killed the king." So I feel like
Yeah,
in the
God-
end, they
God
know.
will
So
No.
they got the king,
Yeah.
and
God
they
will-
expect, and they expect crime to slow down, but they know they kind of have to get to the root of the problem. So what you
He
could
was
have
the root of the
done
problem.
is pull out your witnesses and your alibis. Like the lieutenant said, "Yeah, I saw him at the party," and then when you were handing stuff to people, you talked with people, and you should have brought them up. And you said, "There's people who saw me go around. My wife saw me that night, but."
Well, the thing is, they
There
were
was
at
some
the
to
party
that,
with everybody else,
But
though.
that's why I tried to give you. It's like you're like, well, yeah, my lieutenant was there, and I was like, the lieutenant comes in and tells you they were there at the party, and some of them flip, and then you go,
Well, the thing is, the lieutenant
Murder?
wasn't there. I just went to it on my thing because it was my fundraiser.
no, yeah,
Yeah, but he was there.
yeah. People saw you talked with people about political things.
Yeah,
So you,
you were
weren't there to
asked,
do
like-
stuff. You were there campaigning. So like, you should have brought your alibis and your kind of stuff that would have flipped.
Like, I
but
was
it was
campaigning.
depending on how you said it, it really was 50-50 because you accepted all the evidence because right at the beginning, you were like, I'm not going to accept the money. I was like, good. And then you're like, I may accept
I accept money.
Contract? Sign that shiz. Well, I was like, okay,
Dude.
so that's your end
So
reveal.
you can't use that character in our D&D campaign because he's dead. He was hung and his whole family is dead.
No, I know.
Make a new character.
You trusted the people a little too much instead of your back. You didn't keep your wits.
Well, I'm lawful good, so I have to like trust them that they'll do the right thing.
You gotta watch your back.
At the same time,
You're
I'm
the
just
law.
gonna get stabbed in the back by a hose.
Well, just like cops when
like
they
Sticky Pete over there.
like cops when they go to walk in and clear a house, they don't go, anyone here with their flashlight? They whip out their gun and go,
hello?
anyone here?
Hello?
They're always safe. All right, Corbin.
Fetch. You're dead. I wonder who else is gonna die.
You're gonna die.
So time's about happen, and you read them in the message that there's a time right after they serve you breakfast that you're gonna break the bars, and that's when that's gonna happen. That's when it's gonna go down. But you wake up that morning, and the old guy is getting smaller and skinnier.
I took the deal.
Yeah. And the other guy
So
is getting kind of
hefty.
older. He's getting older. So he was kind of younger at the beginning, couldn't move. Now he's moving. He's getting older and he's losing his hair. And the wizard's getting skinny and smaller. So
One guy is a
guard
good
comes,
wizard, and that's
serves you breakfast, and he kind of goes and washes up, comes back and he collects your bowls and he walks away, and then you get
Zip.
what happens now? You hear an explosion outside and you hear a bunch of guards screaming in front.
Oh, I start fast as possible popping the bars
You
off.
pee on the
Oh, I pee all over and I just pop, 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 pop. I do it to 4 bars so I have plenty of room to get out.
Okay. So you pop those bars. Is there anything else? What's your plan? What are you gonna do?
Take the gem with you.
Well, yeah, I have the gem.
Yeah.
Gonna flip off both of them. I'm just kidding.
So as you flip off both of them,
No, I
the
was-
wizard
I
just
was
kind of
kidding.
nods towards you. Okay.
kidding.
Okay.
I'm not flipping them off. I'm dipping.
You're leaving.
Yeah. I
So
step out.
as you're running out, the wizard goes, "Remember, you owe me that favor," and the other prisoner just goes, "All right."
Let me just. I look at
kinda
the other
hear
one.
a
I'm
weight.
like,
Wait, what was
What?
the favorite?
we don't know.
Never said it.
Not yet. We're wrapping up towards the end. So the other guy goes kind of like,
He's gonna try to get you like he got me.
No, I know.
"You may have heard a wait or a bait." He's kind of,
Ah!
Run, Corbin.
so
run.
what do? You have a chance to run, or what are you gonna do? You gonna open the old wizard's cage and just start beating him up, or you gonna go kill the other old man, or what's going on?
I'm gonna
Are you just
pop.
gonna peace out and not
I'm
save
gonna
your
pop
time?
open the other old man, and I'm gonna walk out with him. I'm bringing him with me.
Which one?
The one that said bait/wait. Because
Okay.
either he wanted me to wait for him, or he's saying I was bait, and then he can be bait.
Okay, so you pop open the locks and you hop him on your shoulder, and as you grab him, he kind of starts losing his hair. It's kind of sloughing off. He's getting older. And as you're grabbing him, you start dipping down the hallway, and you hear a scream of a familiar friend, Rebel, outside. What's the plan? Kind of towards the front where all the stuff's happening.
Is the interrogation room open? And are there
Let's say the
weapons in there?
door's open, and no, there's no weapons in there.
Fetch. Is there any weapons to be seen anywhere? On my way out. I'm running out. Are there any weapons anywhere?
There's a couple dead guards from the explosion.
Sword mine.
Okay, but as you do that, some of the guards that are kind of right at the beginning, again, the explosion's at the front, they're fighting. The captain of the guard turns around and he sees you. He makes eye contact with you. Is there something? you
Kill
want?
that hoe.
There's kind of only one in and out of this, and they're kind of You're towards their back, and then your rebels are on the front.
Yeah, so
They're kind of having a clash.
I charge
But
him.
the captain of the guard turns around.
I'm adept with swords. I made
Okay.
the whole character. I have
One of my
skills
that's
is sword
believable.
play.
Yeah, okay, so what are you going to do?
So I charge him.
Okay. And as you're charging him, the guy on your shoulder starts patting you on the back. And he's trying to turn towards you. And he goes, listen. He says, listen. He's Navi.
I stop.
And the captain of the guard starts running towards you.
I'm like, what?
And the guy says, oh.
I turn around, I go back.
You're going to turn your back to the guard, the captain of the guard?
I'm faster than him. I'm 8 feet tall.
Well, you run towards him and then you stop. As he's running towards you, you're going to turn around and then start taking off. He's going to get a free blow on you, realistically.
Just kill the
Fine.
guard.
I'm just
and
gonna
then go
block his sword. So he's right there.
Okay.
Block his sword, kick him. Just full strength. He goes. "Boo, doo, 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 doo."
Wolf.
My biggest attribute when I created my character was strength.
No, yeah.
So
But-
I just kick and he's.
But if he Count Dooku's your sword and just parries it,
I still
So,
can kick him.
we're gonna
Parry,
see.
kick.
he's also pretty adept at sword.
So am I.
But there's some. We're gonna flip. Hey Siri, flip a coin. Heads or tails? Hey Siri,
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
flip a coin.
It's heads.
Okay.
Heads.
Okay, mine was actually heads too.
Let's go!
So you block his blow, and you go for a slice up his chest, and you just cut him open. And he falls back, and he gets up. And
Oh,
he
I finished
says,
him right
"Get
there."
him!" And some of the other guards turn around. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Tails.
It's heads again.
Fetch.
So the other guards turn
At
around.
this point, I'm running back.
And they look at their captain. If you would have won, they would have gotten scared because they just saw you just, and they just would have backed off, kind of let you do your thing as you ran away. But now they get their encouragement of, get him! So they start running down.
But my rebels are right behind them.
Huh?
I have rebels all out there.
Yeah, but there's a couple that can be spared that, not everyone can be on the front line, so they're kind of just waiting for their turn. So, they turn around. But so two of them, the two that can be spared, start running after you as you're running back down the hallway. What's your plan?
As I'm running, I'm like, where? He said, go back. I say, where? Go back where? And I'm like, so, where?
He says, old man.
Fetch! I run back in, and I pop the old man's gate off.
So you're going back to the gate. The guards are behind you. What are you gonna
I rip the door off because these are little bars.
You can rip these ones.
Yeah, these ones I can rip off. Yeah. That's part of it, dog.
Just go in yourself,
pop.
close the door, lock yourself in because your window's already open.
Humanly strong.
I am. I'm literally a Goliath. That's the whole thing. I can pop it off its hinges. I pop it off the hinges and I use it as a shield against the guards.
You'd have to set down the guy you're on, and we'll have to do another coin flip on whether you get the hinges off in time. I'll give you that much. It'll take time.
I already popped his door off.
The other old man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I already have a door off.
Okay.
So I just grabbed that door.
Okay.
So
you have a
I
door
set
in
him
it?
down, grab a
but the door
door.
also has like spaces in between, so you're not
Yeah, but I turn it like it's bars, so they can't they swing, and I just
gonna sideswipe or stab you.
yeah, but they swing down. I use it to block the hallway. I use it to block the hallway.
Okay.
So they're coming down. I grab the door and just wedge it in there. Yeah.
You're gonna wedge it in between the stone.
Yeah.
Not really.
It's not supposed to be realistic. It's D&D.
If I angle it, just then they have to duck under it.
You could angle it.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Okay. You angle it in the hallway, and
And then I still have the sword.
one goes up, and one goes under.
Yeah. So I
Just run
The-
towards the other guy's cell or whatever.
There's 3 cells. This is a small
And the
hall.
old man that you sat down goes,
Oh, kill him.
So I.
what do? You would set down the old man. The wizard's still in his cell.
Like that.
Wizard's in his cell. His cell's not broken.
Yeah.
Old man that you sit down is on the ground getting older.
I go.
Guards are
I go and I do the head flip and I pop it off. They can't shoot through. They're not that. It's like a steel door. They have to like crawl under.
The steel door is probably like 3 feet wide, so it would take him like 2-3 seconds.
Yeah, and I use those 2-3 seconds to pop the second door off.
So you can do 2-3 seconds to
Stab them.
attack them, or turn your back and try to pop open.
Why don't you
No,
just
I'm gonna.
kill
I'm
the
gonna
old
attack
man?
him.
Okay,
the
He's in
sword.
a cell.
You have the sword. Just stick it through the bars and kill him.
Okay, are you going for the guy on top or the guy on bottom?
Top.
Okay. So the guy on top starts going towards you.
Stab.
Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Tails.
It is tails.
Ah!
So you end up, the guy is kind of up there and he kind of tries to parry it, but as you do, he kind of parries his face stab and just goes straight into his chest. So you kind of half got it, but it just. The other guy you left on the bottom goes and he hacks at your leg, cuts your Achilles.
No. I lift my leg up and I step on his sword.
After-
Nope. I lift my leg up and I step on his sword.
So he cuts your.
Dex saving throw. I lift my leg up and I step on his sword.
So he cuts your.
Dex saving throw. I lift my leg up and I step on his sword.
You get the best of 2 out of 3 in the coin flip. Hey Siri. Flip the coin.
Oh my goodness.
Heads.
Okay, you already lost.
3 more.
Okay. Hey Siri. Flip a coin.
Heads.
Flip a coin.
Oh.
Tails again. So you lost. So he cuts your leg. Let's say not your kid. Yeah,
You cut my. Then okay. Then I'm dead. That's it.
Okay.
If he cuts my Achilles, I can't walk, and I'm actually dead. He's like, and you're dead. Congratulations.
He opens up your leg. He opens up your leg, so you have a limp now, real bad limp. And then you get pissed, and then you just kind of grab the cage and you rip it out, and you just throw it down the hallway. At the opposite end. So he's under here, you pull it out and you throw it this way. So it just kind of impales him and he slides like through.
That's
I
so
thought that's
good.
what you were gonna do. You're like, I'll just turn it sideways. Like, oh, you're like, I'll just wedge it in there. Like, or you could just.
I didn't think about throwing it.
That's true.
But that's
Better
okay.
idea.
So.
Now the old
Right,
man's
you
cell
cut
is
your leg.
open.
The old man is dead. On the ground, like that. He died. He kind of, Indiana Jones,
Aged a lot.
lost. Yeah.
Just straight up-
You say, just kind of died. And you see the other old man, the wizard man, is in the corner and his back towards you. You just see his robe.
Stab. Right through the back.
What are you going to do?
Just stab him right through the back.
You going to pop open the door?
I thought I already. Oh, you say I grab. Wait.
Because of the other
grab
guy.
You didn't pop open the door.
Empty
you had to
cell
deal with the
door
guard.
that you broke.
So you pop open the door
Yeah.
and you go and you stab him.
Yeah. Just
And
right in
as
the
you
back.
Stab, you pin the cloth to the wall. And he's not there. And then you hear a lot of commotion at the beginning, and you hear a lot of ooh, 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 and then they call for Robot, Dr. Robotnik. What's your name?
Nebrock.
Nevrok. And they say, Nevrok, are you here?
Yeah.
And they kind of rush down in, and they see you, and they kind of bind your leg, and they say, I think we did a good push. They said, but we need to push up to the capital. So you're going to be with us, sir.
What?
And you're kind of feeling bad because you got your leg cut up, but you're also kind of feeling something else.
I quit.
Like-
I quit.
like you're
I
tired.
quit. I'm over it.
What did they ask you?
I commit suicide right there. I just slice my own throat.
Is that your final answer?
The old man's just taking over my body now.
So what's your plan? So they say, are you going to lead us to the Capitol building? What are you going to do?
Or retreat.
I don't want to do it anymore.
You gonna,
No, this is what happens. This is what happens when I kill characters and Until Dawn. I just quit. I stop playing.
you gonna go see your family? You're gonna raid the Capitol building? You're gonna...
Is there a ledge around anywhere this cell? They can just run off.
I was gonna say.
Gem he made you.
What is the gem gonna do?
Just try it.
Just gem. Oh, it's message.
And it's a message from him. And you just hear him laugh and you see his face and then you see him pan over to your family and your wife's working on her garden and your kids kind of outside at your house.
This boy.
And then cuts off and your gem starts glowing red hot.
You out the
Smashes
window.
against the wall. Yeah, and it poofs into dust outside. What's your plan?
I'm going home.
You start going home.
I'm like, hey, there's an old man holding my family hostage. I gotta go.
And they say, alright, we'll raid the Capitol without you.
Be strong.
Yeah.
You got this. Take my sword. Take.
Take my sword. Around sheath. Okay. Okay, so you start running towards your family, and then you start boom, 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 legs bleeding more. Kind of getting more tired than you usually do.
Yeah, I know.
And
Blood loss.
your wife's
No,
garden.
old man.
Your wife's working on the garden, your kids outside. They're kind of, your kid's kind of larger, same height as your mom, as your wife. And she looks down the street, she sees you, she starts immediately crying, and your kid kind of drops their toy, and they start running towards you. You gonna
Tell him to stop.
you tell them to stop?
Yeah.
They're meeting for you for a hug.
Yeah, I'm gonna meet them there, but don't come to me. Stay at the house.
You tell them to stay?
Yeah.
Okay, so right as you go and you open the gate, time stops. And the old man just comes out of view from behind your wife. And he goes, time to fulfill that favor.
What's the favor, old man?
He says, seeing as you agreed to it, and it's magically binding, I'm going to need to borrow your body and the rest of your life. So, just like the other man, so what essentially you get and how he explains it is when he uses magic, he's going to have a hold on you, so you're going to kind of go fetal and kind of be vegetable for the rest of your life. Family's going to be safe, going to have your husband. You're just going to be vegetable. And he's going to continue using his magic, and the more he uses his magic, the less of a hold he'll have on you, the less fetal and vegetable you'll become. So when the magic guy was like levitating and he started using the rock, and he started using he's kind of setting things up, and you agreed to his favor, you became his new kind of soul-sucking body. So as he uses more of his magic, the less grip he has on you. But since he was in prison that whole time, the other guy, he never really needed to use his magic, so the other guy was kind of young, and then as he used it, age caught up back to him. So the other guy was trying to tell you to kill the wizard, and then the deal would be broken. And they caught the original wizard in the first place for doing that stuff, and he got sentenced to life in jail. And they couldn't kill him because he had the bond with the other guy. And the other guy needed to kill him, but he needed to use more magic, so it was kind of like a balance. So as he kind of helped you to kind of Palpatine his new apprentice, he knew your weak points and what you wanted in this family.
So if I commit self-immolation right now,
You ain't getting this.
He says,
It would kill the wizard.
Your family will have their husband. And he says, goodbye. And time unfreezes, and you just kind of drop the fetal position.
and you live the rest of your life as a vegetable. And over the years, you don't know where the old man went. You don't know over the years, every now and
Old
then.
man's gonna
you
show up
start-
and
you
wreck
start
my
to talk
kingdom.
More, you start to move more. And that's kind of how.
Nah, I quit. I killed myself. He said, I just need your body, and I said, all right, and I just slit my own throat.
So what was interesting to me is that you never talked to the prisoners. You were just kind of like, "Bet you guys."
What?
You never talked to the old man. Like, he just kind of was like, "Come here." Like, no. I was like, "Oh, is there anything else you do? Talk to the prisoners?" You're like,
I tried to talk to the other guy. He's like,
yeah.
He's a
But
vegetable.
you never talked to the wizard guy. He was just creepy.
yeah, because fetch the wizard guy. What is he gonna say? I need your body? No, he's gonna say it's completely safe and
But
harmless.
if you went through the whole game and you never took his favors, you would have still ended up escaping. You would have just met him at the at your house still, but you would have had to fight him. And then he would have used all his magic. Depending on your fight, you would have used all his magic up and would have just withered away depending on your decision making. So like, there's still a way out. So you just kind of guaranteed his life with that deal.
No, I killed myself.
See,
I told you.
I knew I'd be able to get you with that. Make a deal? Yes. Make a deal? No. No. Make a deal?
I told you, I killed myself. He stopped timing. He said that. The second he said that, I just slit my own throat.
Tim, you're in the meeting,
Oh no.
and Muhammad kind of motions to the other guy, Lenny. He says, "Would you like to-"
You're trash.
And Lenny kind of goes,
Tim, you're
"I'd
gonna
like to
die
start it
too."
off." And Lenny starts talking about how he says, he says, "I assume you want me to adhere to these new rules."
What's this meeting about again?
So if you're able to turn him, the rest of the leadership that's kind of on the top half of the pyramid will kind of follow suit. And
Yeah,
we'll
look at
kinda
this guy,
turn.
yeah.
Everyone's kind of except him. He's kind of hard-headed. So if you're able to turn him,
Is this one still recording?
no.
Uh-oh.
I need to figure out the best batteries for these.
Which means all they heard was me committing self-immolation.
F this boy.
Oh, dude, audio's gonna be poo on this.
We might have to redo another one or something.
This is already 3 episodes. This is 3 hours long.
Is it really?
Yes.
It is long.
10:47, dude.
Well, screw whatever you had tonight, dog.
What did you have tonight?
Sleep.
Oh, that's what you get.
So yeah, just wait till that pops
got
up on
Tim.
input.
Hey.
But I am learning when I need to switch out the batteries, so
Record.
like this, it will last the rest of the night, but yeah, there you go.
Dang it, hopefully audio didn't cut off at a special point. But, so
Camera, audio.
Tim,
It really is going to be
Tim, he says, you expect me to adhere to these new rules? He's like, how are you gonna make this worth my while? He said, as I was in a leadership position in this old kingdom, what can you help me do? What can you guarantee?
Kill him before he kills you. The way Travis
off.
I've had
you're
some
gonna be like,
insight based upon.
the way Travis writes it is it's gonna be like, okay, we'll work something out, and he's just gonna immediately stab you the second you turn around.
I'll be like, you can be the king of this place, and then he'll stab
Yeah.
me.
And he goes, oh, and then he looks to Muhammad, and Muhammad kind of like looks at him, and he kind of looks to you, confused.
Wait, were you actually saying that?
Maybe not him be the king, but.
You could have a high
said, like,
position
I'll
in
just
the
say,
government.
I'm gonna set up. I was saying there's gonna be like a new government way, and it's not gonna
Say
be a
you
single.
get to keep your position in the government
Yeah.
and your life.
where they can keep their kind of keep their positions. Where it's like, yes, you'll still be in charge of your city as far as you were before, and just work you'll kind of work with the other high up people to be able to make your city just grow and prosper, because like that's what we're hoping for.
Fetch you. I know that.
So the guy looks and he goes, I said, and Muhammad kind of looks over and he's like, these are some pretty reasonable terms. And he said, other than that, I think it's death. And he goes, you know what? I agree. And they both, and he stands up and then Muhammad stands up and he says, I think this went great. And he goes over to shake your hand.
No.
It says,
no,
deal?
No.
I salute him, walk out.
Deal. Don't shake that boy's hand. Poison dagger, right there.
Yeah, I'm cautious.
Poison ring.
I could smell the poison after my years of
So you
walking
don't get
around.
Lenny's handshake?
I don't need to shake his hand. I just am here to.
I was gonna say,
I'm
yeah,
just
he's here
listening to the
yeah.
Okay,
conversation. It's not like
Just like be like,
I'm not there with naked
Oh,
deals.
okay.
I
give
just
him a
came
bow.
to just.
Give him a bow. Be like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Muhammad comes over and he brings his hand around your shoulder and he says, I think that went really great. And he said,
get that off, Tim. Get that off. Tim. Get that off your body.
and he says, I think that went great. I think we're going to be able to turn this into our favor. And Muhammad opens the door for you, and your guards is still there.
Yeah.
And then Muhammad turns around really quick. Do you see what he looks at? He kind of like surprisingly turns around.
So we're facing out, walking out the door.
Yeah.
He turns.
Yeah, he turns back into where Lenny was.
Grab
Yeah,
him and
I'll just-
duck.
Look to.
You're
well, like-
fast.
And Lenny
Yeah, it's
lights
like-
a fuse to
Run.
the
Run.
rooftop to the rooftop explosives.
See, I heard about these before, so I knew to watch out for them because
That's true. That's true.
I knew the city was rigged with these.
Yep.
So
And he lights up the block.
good thing I'm like a horse whisperer, so I just call my horses and they just rush in.
And your
I
horse
grab
from
my
heaven comes down from its
Yeah.
wings and brings you to the afterlife.
Fetch you.
And Tim loses a ton of people and a lot of your leadership. A lot of your men go back. Oh yeah, by the way, you died.
Nah.
So the king was in a... I tried to give you insight on the guy said he had fail safes for everything. And I was like, are you going to do anything to go to this house? And I was like, it took him about an hour, but the house is 5 minutes away. And you're like, oh, okay. I was like, you going to do anything? Nah. So this guy had rooftop explosives, and this was a key positioning in the house. He kind of set it up to where if you invaded early, he would just set one house off and it would light up the block. So he kind of blew up a lot of your guys. Some of your guys survived. Your soldiers...
So what if I just chose to just go to sleep just that night? Just go to camp.
Oh, if you went to sleep, Muhammad would have came and assassinated you.
Told you.
Yeah. That's what I was figuring.
Basically, Travis said, I'm going to make all of these scenarios. No way. You couldn't survive
I just
any
had to
of
choose
these.
2 turns back and I'm just saying like check the
Your
house.
way out where it would have changed. You guys kind of picked the interesting thing. Your way out would have changed if you didn't oil the city. So that was one, but you could have won it back a second time. Was what was the second decision you made? It was
You're garbage, Travis.
it was meeting the king.
Not killing him.
Yeah. If he had a fail safe where if you didn't kill him, there would have been a different route in where you could have, but you kind of like murdered him. So like everyone, he already instilled in all his people like his way, and all his people were really loyal.
You know what I should have done?
So you guys were on the nose of it, but you
Destroy
guys.
this city
Yeah.
better.
So when you died, and and a lot of the soldiers got really pissed, and
Yeah,
so
they
they
wrecked
just
the
murked
city?
everyone. They killed everyone, women,
it's a
children,
win.
and then they went back and they burned the city down. And when your city heard, there's a big celebration between the 9 kingdoms on your funeral, and they Aragorned you. So
yeah.
win.
Because I did say beforehand, it's like I set up at least if I died. So I got those set.
Yeah,
in
you're
stone.
good. So I really
Kill communism.
So I based a lot of the key factors on like you're a good guy, so you do the good thing. So
You're
if you did the
trash.
good thing, like the bad guys would obviously be like, oh, he'll obviously pick the good thing. So
Instead of being realistic, it's going to be if you do what your nature is, you die.
no, there's ways out of it. That's why you get in a rut and then you could get out of it. But Tim was like,
There's no way I can get out of mine.
I'll kill the king in front of his people.
No, you're right.
So I based the scenarios off you guys. Like Corbin instantly when Brendan was like, "Should I take the money?" He's like, "I'll take the money." Corbin's like, "No, don't take that money." So I was like, I based it off of you guys personally. Oh, I'll sit back down. So it was fun. Maybe we'll do another one of these where one of you guys would be the DM.
Oh yeah.
It'd be kind of fun.
This is the next 3 weeks. I hope you like it. This is three whole episodes.
We just need to do this from now on.
I think this is going to be great.
This is the new series.
Thanks everyone for watching. They got wrecked. And
Trash.
I'm gonna do it next. Yours is unwinnable. Unwinnable.
But I'm bad guy, so we'll see.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to win.
Don't be
What is a win?
Good will always prevail. Anyways, thank you everybody so much for watching, listening, whatever you did. We are available on all major podcast streaming platforms and YouTube if you want to see us.
Share with a friend. This one was interesting.
Yeah, share it around. If you enjoyed this, let us know what you thought. We're
go see Filmer Tim.
Yeah, check Filmer Tim. His channel. He's
Tim's
released
just doing
2
a lot
short
of
films.
new videos. Brendan is liking men, so send him your number.
And yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching or listening.
You just got a piece of that.